Let's see here. Okay, that's muted. Think I got this going. Okay. I don't hear anything strange. Think it's all working. Okay, I can see my chat. All right. Yes, I think I am good to go. It is a bit goofy here today. Let me see. Go to the channel. Let me see here. Let me see. Okay, mute that out. There we go. Okay. Now I got that going. All right, there we go. What is all this stuff? Well, okay, that's it. Yeah, we're having. I guess everyone in the area must be running their central air. So like once in a while, you get like the lights flickering and I get some goofy noise through my amp. So if it happens, I'll reach over real quick and just kind of mute that channel. Because I don't want you guys to have to listen to, that kind of stuff. That's not very pleasant. So, no one wants to hear that. But welcome, welcome. I am gonna have some fun tonight. This is gonna be very, very organic. I've picked out a few different. There's a Benny. Hi, Benny. I picked out some public domain lyrics. So public domain songs are basically songs where no one really owns the copyright anymore, so you can use them freely. Like a lot of Christmas songs are public domain. So I picked out like 4, and I'll have you guys like decide which one we're gonna do today. So my whole goal today, I'm gonna give myself about 2 hours, and hopefully I can make it happen in 2 hours. Hello, Al. The goal is to literally write a song to the lyrics of one of these public domain lyric songs. So we're going to make our own version of it. And I'm going to kind of walk through the process. And I told a lot of my students that, hey, this will be uploaded to my YouTube channel. So if you want to reference back to it, it's going to talk about songwriting. And a lot of people don't realize, well, how do you write a song? How do you put chords together? How do you put a melody to chords? What do you do? Some people have just monstrous ears and you're just like, oh, I hear everything. Here's the melody. But it's nice to have some structure to it. So that is my goal tonight, is to teach the structure of how to put stuff together. And obviously it's going to be from a guitar player's perspective. So take that for what it is. But the theory will basically can be applied to anything. It can be applied to piano, ukulele, maybe not washboard or spoons, but I'm sure you can adapt. So from a guitar player's perspective, the first thing we have to do, and hopefully this is also, I should say, intended for guitar players that can hopefully play some bar chords. This is the easiest way to visualize the theory that you need, but you don't have to be able to play bar chords. You'll have to just know what the chords are and the keys. So when we talk about music, a lot of music is basically formed from a major scale. And on guitar, you have 7 notes in a major scale, but we're only concerned with 6 for bar chording on a guitar. So if I take the first available note here, which is F, first fret on my E string, and the major scale pattern for guitar, if you think of like a 3-note per string pattern, is literally you have F, you have G, you have A, you have B flat, C, and D. So it's these 6 frets. So first fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret, 1st fret, 3rd fret, 5th fret. Okay? And the idea is we're going to take those 6 individual notes and turn them into bar chords. And we're going to give them a Roman numeral name, which is considered the Nashville numbering system. So hopefully you know your Roman numerals up to 6. If not, you better Google it. So, and this is always going to be true in a major scale. So the first note, the fourth note, and the fifth note, the 1, 4, and 5, those are always going to be major chords. Hey, Major! Thanks for coming. So on guitar, this first fret here, this F, will become this major bar chord. And that is what's called the 1 chord. It's the first note in the scale. It's a major chord. Okay, if I count up the notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, the fourth note, this B flat, is also a major chord with this shape here. I call it the ski ramp because you're kind of flattening this third finger in ways it should not be flattened. It's kind of ski ramps. That's our 4 chord. And the 5 chord is right next door, 5th note, which is on the 3rd fret. So those are our 3 major chords. You have 1, you have 4, and you have 5. And that's in this key of F. Okay? So 1, 4, and 5. The other 3 notes, the 2nd note, the 3rd note, and the 6th note, are going to be minor chords. So the minor chord shape for the E string is this right here. Yeah, bar chords are not the easiest. This trick works really well with bar chords, so you better get your bar chords down. So the 2nd chord here is minor. The 3rd chord's also minor, so 2 and 3 are minor. And then the 6th chord, which is the last note here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is also minor. So if I were to walk through the scale as I played earlier, the single notes, you know, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Determine the chords, you get major, minor, minor, major, major, minor. And that is the backbone for what we're going to do. And there's the flickering lights. Oh my goodness. So, yeah, I'll turn my volume down for a second. The idea here is we need to put a song together. So we have to understand how these chords relate to each other. I mean, we have 6 chords, so that's great. They can go in any order that you want, but we have to understand where they're going to sound a certain way. Like if you want to write a song that's dark, what do? Probably not start with a major chord. You want to hit one of your minor chords. Then, well, which one? There's 3 of them, right? So we have to decide, well, which one do we pick to start with? And I'll explain that whole thing. Let's say I own a guitar, had a guitar lesson. Oh, you sold. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Guitar is like one of the hardest instruments to start because, you know, if you're playing piano, you could literally take your face and smash it and make a noise. You know, you can take an elbow, you can take a finger, you could like Neanderthal it. It's gonna make noise. Guitar, not so much. You have to actually fret and have calluses and have the coordination to hit the strings, which are very close together, by the way. Not a whole lot of space. And it's steel strings, so it basically feels like you're cutting your fingers off. And that's electric guitar. So, yeah, I think, I bet you, I'd like to see the statistic of how many people have started guitar and, you know, within like 3 weeks and said, nope, I'm playing piano or drums where I get to hit stuff with a stick, which is equally fun, I must say. But yeah, guitar is hard. It's hard to start. And you have, like, depending on how your guitar plays, you might have a guitar where the string action's really terrible and you got to push down like your Hulk Hogan just to get a note. So that makes a big difference too, how the thing plays. So I used to get students that would come in for lessons and they'd have like an acoustic guitar. It was always classic. And I'm like, oh, cool, where'd you get it? Like, oh, you know, I had it. My parents had it in the attic for like the last 10 years. And I'm like, oh no, this thing is going to be like, you could probably fire an arrow with this thing. The neck's probably so bent. And sure enough, you get the guitar and you look at it and you go, listen, I can't even play this thing. So there's no way you're going to be able to play it and have fun and be inspired. So that's the problem. A lot of times is how the guitar plays and knowing how to get stuff set up. But that's why my buddy Greg at Rock Beach, he has inspired so many people with his setups, and he takes great pride in that, which I appreciate. Played for 3.5 years. Yeah. Yeah. That's fact, Benny. Stuff will hurt. Yep. My guitar teacher was the coolest though. He could talk like. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool. He was probably. Oh, that's awesome. He actually did like the whole accent and everything. I can't do a John Lennon accent. I won't even try. That's pretty wild. Did he have the glasses? Like the Lennon glasses? Because that would be like really epic. Ah, see that? Yeah, that person's way cooler than I am. Yep. Yep. That's really cool. Yeah, guitar's not the easiest to start. That was my rant. You definitely want a guitar that plays well, and that's the only way to make it anywhere exciting or inspiring when you're first trying to play and hack through a bunch of terrible sounding notes. Okay, so what we have is this whole mess of key stuff, and this thing is movable. I just kind of picked the F. F's a pretty good key because the other part of songwriting is you got to pick something that you could sing in, right? You don't want to be like trying to sing in a key that's terrible for you. So F's not too bad for me, and I'm not like a lead singer. I mainly do backup vocals, but I'm not afraid to make a fool out of myself. So we're gonna work with the key of F again, which is these 6 chords here. Didn't have the no, I was just fine, but he was. Yeah, the accent. Yeah, that's. I mean, anyone that can do a really good British accent is pretty much awesome. You're immediately like a step above everyone else because you have this great, even if it's fake, this British accent. Thank you. I'm glad you think I'm a cool gal. Thank you. I'm actually freezing because it's like 64 down here, so I'm a very cold gal right now. But I'm not gonna complain because the light stops. I think I got. Yep. My guitar's not making any weird noises. We're good. Okay, so let me talk about the 4 songs I picked because I want to make sure I push ahead so we get to the actual creation. So I just took like 4 popular public domain songs. So one is, I have them like on the stand here. I've got Wayfaring Stranger, which, I mean, these has probably been covered by a bunch of different artists. I think, I want to say Johnny Cash probably covered this one. Someone country covered Wayfaring Stranger, I guarantee. I have Wayfaring Stranger. I printed out Shenandoah. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to see you, away you rolling river. Yeah, this one's actually pretty cool. So I got Shenandoah. This one, the official name, I had to search it. It's The Maid Freed from the Gallows. And because I did a Google search and it came up as like, Gallows Pole, which that's a Zeppelin song. So they kind of got influenced by this original lyric, which is The Maid Freed from the Gallows, which, I mean, there's some lines here. Hangman, hey man, slack you line, slack it just a while, because I think I see my papa coming. So someone's hanging, they're seeing family, and they're saying, wait, don't kill me yet, I gotta, put my Grubhub order in or something. And there's, yeah, I believe it. And the 4th one is In the Pines, which, the lyric here is has this repeating lyric. My girl, don't lie to me. Tell me where did you sleep last night? In the pines, where the sun don't ever shine. I would shiver the whole night through. So, I mean, I think some of these are murder ballads, which is a very, very real thing. If you Google murder ballad, it's a very popular thing in folk music. Burl Ives made it. Oh, okay, and that was the Wayfaring Stranger, right, Major? That one? It must have. That's like a super popular, really, really popular song. So we have 4 choices. We have Wayfaring Stranger, Shenandoah, The Maid Freed from the Gallows, and In the Pines. So, what do you guys think? Out of those 4, what would you like? What would you key in your vote for that we actually make a song? Wayfaring Stranger, Shenandoah, In the Pines, or The Maid Freed from the Gallows. We can just call it the Gallows or whatever. One or two. So either Wayfaring Stranger or Shenandoah, Major says. All right. Anyone else have an opinion? What are we thinking? I really haven't read through many of them. I mean, I sort of know, like, Shenandoah. The Gallows. Yeah, that one sounds like a really interesting... Yeah, me neither. Well, I mean, I've read a few, but yeah, that was like... Cause I'm not a very good lyricist, so I said, well, if I'm going to do a songwriting stream, you know, from behind the curtain, I got to pull some lyrics somewhere. That's what will make these interesting, is like some of these are going to be like ancient, like, campfire songs, and we're gonna like make them cool. Shenandoah, yeah, he did a version of it. Yep. There's the original one is by Stephen White, I believe. Which I think the rule of copyright, I believe it's 75 years has to transpire, and then it's considered to be public domain. So, I not sure on some of these. I mean, I know like the Gallows song, you know, Zeppelin had the Gallows Pulse, so they modified the lyrics, so like couldn't just like pick their lyrics and say, oh, here's a public domain song. No, that's Led Zeppelin. All right, so anyone else have an opinion before we do like a random thing and figure out which one we're gonna do? We got so far we have like votes for 1, 2, and 3. So In the Pines doesn't have any votes yet, so that one seems like it's staying in the woods. Spinner vote thing. Yeah, I have no idea how to do that. I have no clue. If someone knows how to do that and they can random something, by all means random it, because I have no clue. It'd be funny if I had like a little, what was that, like the Twister. Twister was the game with the spinny thing. We didn't even have to come with a color. If I had like a Twister thingy, I could just like boom and do something with it. But yeah, anyone that wants to randomize it, I don't want to pick it, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I let it up to the chat, and then no, this is the song we're doing. So I want you guys to pick what we're ever gonna do, and I don't care how it's decided. It could just be brute force, and someone's like, we're doing this one. Okay, cool. So I don't want to pick it, so someone has to pick it. So names are, so it's Wayfaring Stranger, Shenandoah, The Maid Freed from the Gallows, and In the Pines. Those are the 4 songs. And where's my pick? There it is. So whatever randomizer you come up with. It's spinning. Yeah, all right. What do we got? I should do like a... I rolled a 4 die and it said 4. That would be... Which one's that? The last one. Which did I say is the last one? Is it the Pines one? I think it was the Pines one. Wayfaring Stranger. Okay, so one came out Wayfaring Stranger, another one Pines. Okay, so can you do a duke out between Wayfaring Stranger and Pines? Can someone like do a 2 die? So Wayfaring Stranger is 1 or whatever, and Pines would be 2. If I can get rid of this. I can get rid of this. Up a music stand. Oh, coin toss. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. I wish I had a coin. Stranger. Okay, so we're gonna do Wayfaring Stranger. All right. So, In the Pines is gone. So just so everyone knows, I just have the lyrics. I'm gonna show you. There's nothing written on the sheet. I haven't cheated and like made a melody and have the entire thing written out for symphony and said, oh, here, let me write a song. Oh, that got really bright. Sorry about that. Will that adjust? Man, my camera just totally whited out. Hello? Hello? What the heck? What? Man, I'm like... let me see here. Let me go into my camera. What is going on? Casper. I haven't seen sun in 500 years. Let's see. Webcam. Well, now I know I won't put a paper up to the camera anymore. Let's see. Configure video. Let me do this. No. Okay. Let me do this. Why did that just go crazy? My goodness, I'm getting some... Okay, yeah, I'm going to, like, turn it off and on again, I think, if I want to do. Let's see. Let's turn it off. Oh, it's still going nuts. What if I got to kill, like, some light? Let me see. Kill that light? Kill that light? What does that thing do? Man, this is going crazy. Should I just put a light? Let's see. Let's go to the again. We'll, like, fix it? Oh. Oh, there we go. No. What is... Oh, that's so weird. Hello? Let me see. Let me kill one of my other lights. Is that gonna fix it? Okay. That looks not too bad. Now I'm like shadowed. Still, that's not too crazy right now. Cooge, hey buddy. Hey Only. Thank you guys for coming in. I literally, like, we just picked what song we were going to do, and I held the paper up to the camera, and it was like, boom, Casper. So, I don't know. I literally have I only have, maybe I should just turn the one light off. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool. It's like a songwriting, like, you know, like it's 3 in the morning and I'm in my parents' basement and I'm trying to write a song and I got barely any light on because I don't want to wake anyone up. It's kind of cool. I mean, I could live with that. Maybe I can turn one of these on. Let's see. That's not too bad, is it? I can change the... No, that's Caspering. I can change different type of light. That's weird why I did that. That's like yellow light. That's not too bad. Oh, there's softer. That's softer. Oh, that's a different color. Oh, that's not bad, right? That'll work, I think. I don't know why it's doing that. I have no idea. That's okay. This is organic. I mean, this is kind of like... I wish I had some stage lights on. That's what I need to do. Get stage lights right up here. That'll be sick. I could strobe it. Okay, well, is this not too bad? I mean, it looks okay. Yeah, it literally was like I had everything dialed in. It looked great, and I've held up like the Wayfaring Stranger lyrics up to the camera to prove that I haven't cheated, and just like, bam. So I mean, that'll work. I mean, I don't get a whole lot of sun anyways, so this is not far from my skin tone. So we'll deal with it. All right, so we have picked Wayfaring Stranger, and I talked about the key of F. You know, we're going to work with these 6 chords. So we have 3 major and 3 minor chords, and the whole idea is we need to construct our own version of this song from start to finish. So we got to talk about, you know, how do you put the melody together? How do we put the parts of the song? You know, what do you do? How do you start this thing out? So the first thing we need is to talk about getting some chord progressions. So our 6 chords that we talked about earlier, we have certain characteristics for each chord. So I mentioned that Nashville numbering system earlier. So you have 1 through 6. And basically you have one chord that's going to be the strongest major chord, one chord's the strongest minor chord. So if you're going to write a song that's going to be kind of, uplifting or, not about something dying, you'd want to use the one chord, which is your strongest major, just as an option. I mean, you don't have to, but that's generally a pretty happy chord. If you just kind of sit here and doesn't sound very dark. It's pretty bright. So the one chord is the strongest major. The sixth chord is the strongest minor, which in this case is D minor. You can hear that doesn't sound happy. That sounds like you're 3 months late on your Visa bill. It's dark. So you have the one chord, which is major. Like what? Yeah, I mean, I could literally just go between those two chords and do like a little bass run. That's probably like at least 500 songs. So that's literally going from the strongest major chord, the one chord, to the strongest minor chord, which is 6. So 1 to 6. Yeah, I mean, it's like I said, it's funny when you break music down and you go, oh, that sounds like this song, that song. Yeah, that's how it works. You have certain progressions that sound a certain way. So those are the two like big choices to kind of work around. Then you have chords like the 4 chord, which is another major, and that one does a nice job kind of transitioning to either the 1 chord or the 5 chord, even a 6. That's a good one to pivot off. I call it the pivot chord. So if I'm doing like a 1 and a 6, and I go to that 4 chord, that chord can go almost anywhere. It can go from there back to 1. So this kind of thing. There's 6, 4, and 1. Or you could change it up and go back to 6. 1, 6, 4, 6. And what ends up happening is it all depends on what you think sounds good as a songwriter. I mean, nothing is going to be wrong. All these chords, theory-wise, fit together perfectly. You can play them in any order. Like a really popular progression you hear all the time is what's called a 1, 5, 6, 4, which would be this. And we can name so many songs. So 1, 5, 6, 4. I'm trying to think of the group. There was a group that we used to watch. They had like it was a comedic music group. It was 3 people, and they had a guitar player, they had a keyboardist, and they had actually a transgender female singer, and they would play. Like they would go through all these different songs. They had the same progression and just sing from one song to the other, like just a huge medley. And that was like the biggest progression. It was like it's Journey, it's U2, it's Bush, it's tons of songs. So really, really common progression. But again, that's like. In music, you have to spend some time figuring out what you think sounds cool. Like the song Tennessee Whiskey is literally a 1 to a 2 chord. It's not the right key, but you have... it's literally the entire song. It's in a different key, but it's a 1 to a 2 chord over and over again. You know, so when we're putting this song together, again, Wayfaring Stranger, so we have to decide, well, you know, do we want this to be dark? I mean, it's typically a dark song, right? So do you guys want to make it dark? Do you want to have fun and be like, oh, let's make it kind of like jazzy or like jam bandy, or we can make it major? I mean, the lyrics, you know, I don't know how many people know the lyrics of, but you know, the first line is like, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, no danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just a going. Okay. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. So the dude's dying. he's dead. So that's pretty dark. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Yeah, and again, I want to sing Salvation Story in concert with the blood-washed band. Ooh, that's, wow. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. I'm going there to see my brothers. They pass before me one by one. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. The last part is, I'll soon be free from every trial. This form will rest beneath the sod. Oh, wow. I'll drop the cross of self-denial and enter in my home with God. I'm going there to see my Savior who shed for me his precious blood. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. So, dark. It's pretty dark. So what do you guys think? Do you want to make it major? You want to make it happy Sunday? We can do whatever we want with it. Yeah, I know. You can see why, like, Johnny Cash would cover this one. I mean, especially if I'm sure it was like probably later in his life in the American recording sessions where he's just sitting in a living room. Who's the producer again? I should know this. Rick Rubin. Just had Johnny sitting basically on a chair. So just play. I'm gonna record you sitting in a chair or a couch. You know, it was all raw, and you could hear him plunking through the chords. But you know, it was right. It was pretty close to before he passed. But yeah, it's definitely super dark. So what do you guys think? Do you want to make it? Do you want to make it dark? Do you want to make it major? What do you think? I'm gonna leave it totally up to you guys. We could put a spin on it. We could make it kind of like jammy. You could do like a Dave Matthews thing. We could do like a Jason Mraz thing. I mean, I'm not gonna be able to sing like Jason Mraz, but somewhere a lot higher. Yeah. I think that'll be fun because I mean, every version of this song has got to be like dark, and we're in an F major, the D minor chord, which is a funny Spinal Tap reference. The saddest of all chords. D minor is a pretty dark chord, so. I think we could kind of like just play along with you. Oh, hey, it's Greg. It's Rock Beach. Hey, look at the guitar. Hi, Greg. We are in dark times. Make it light and hell. Yeah, I can make it. Yeah, more like kind of jam bandy. You know, I think that'll be kind of fun to do. So I'll explain how that works. The first thing though is we can mess around with some of the chords. But the melody, how do you get a melody? And I need to find this video. I watched this many years ago. It was, you guys remember Bobby McFerrin, right? He had that Don't Worry, Be Happy song. I mean, like, just epic tune way, way back. Bobby McFerrin, he had like it was almost like a TED Talk. And he's going through and he's demonstrating how what's called a pentatonic scale is something that a lot of people can hear naturally. We could make it rock too. I mean, we could make this a whole couple different versions. But Bobby McFerrin took a pentatonic scale and he was singing it and he had the crowd kind of sing it back with him. It was interesting. It got really in depth, but he was trying to explain how it's like a natural set of intervals or notes that people can hear, which is kind of cool. So when you're in a key, like we're in F major, right, which I mentioned a little earlier, we have these 6 chords. So the 6th chord, which was the strongest minor chord, that is where we would have our main minor pentatonic scale. And a minor pentatonic scale is a 5-note scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it repeats. So, have you want to eat your face? Yeah, we could do a Rammstein version. We'll start with something. We'll see where it wants to go. But you could literally take these notes, which is just the 1 octave of a D minor pentatonic scale, and all those notes would fit behind these chords. You know, and if I demo, again, I'm not really a big singer, but I don't care. I'm gonna sing the notes as well as I can. So if I were to take like these 3 notes, so like ba-da-da-da, if I just take those notes and sing those notes over these chords, ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da. So you can hear like those notes ba-da-da-da sound a little different over different chords. Like over the major chord, the 1, it's pretty happy. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da. If I go to the 6th chord, it's gonna be a little darker. Ba-da-da-da, 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 ba-da-da-da. So that's the first thing I tell people to do is like, well, try to hum a little, just a couple notes. You don't have to hum like some crazy lyrical masterpiece. Just have a couple notes and then play them over the chords a little bit. Again, that 1 chord really makes it really happy. Da, da, da. You go to 2 chord. Da, da, da. Like one of the big jam band progressions is what's called a 2-5. 2 chord, 5 chord. Da, da, da. You can hear like some Santana song behind that. So like these progressions are really interesting how they can change the sound of your melody. So if we want to make this kind of brighter, you know, I would say, okay, maybe we start with, maybe not the 1. The 1 is like really, really, really major. So what if we start with the 4 chord? That 4 chord can kind of go anywhere, you know? So we need to get a melody. Let me look at the lyrics. I'm going to move this closer so I can see this without turning my head every time. Okay, so there we go. So the first line is, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. So the second part of this is, well, how do you phrase over the chord, right? We got to have some kind of... So what if we start with like, I'm just a poor wayfaring, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. That sounds pretty major, right? Not too crazy, you know? I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. So I'm just doing like a 4 to a 1 chord. So it's like both pretty big major chords. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. That's kind of cool, you know, in the notes. Wayfaring stranger. It's literally 3 notes from that minor pentatonic scale. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. What do you think? Not bad? Kind of cool? Not close? Just a poor wayfaring stranger. And just kind of, you know, I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, no danger. I probably want to change it here. And go to like 5. in that bright world to which I go. I ripped someone out there. That's kind of a cool start. I'm just a poor, wayfaring stranger. Yeah, horn section. Traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, nor danger. Maybe something different, like maybe like a 2-chord. In that bright world to which I go. That's like really stock. In that bright world to which I go. Gold minor there. Okay, maybe something. In this bright world to. in the bright world to which I go. Because we have a little bit of dark, right? I mean, you don't want to have the whole thing like Powder Puff Girls. I think we want to have something that's like, some minor in there. So basically I'm doing, 4 to 1, 4 to 1, 4 to 1. And I thought, the 2-chord, I love the 2-chord, it's another pivot chord for me. That can go anywhere. And I love doing 2 to 4. I think it's a great setup. And then, we have the option of either landing major or landing minor. So I'm going to ask you guys, I'm going to do this 2 different ways. I'm going to sing the 2 lines again. I'm going to end the first time with the 1 chord, the second time with the 6 chord. And you guys pick which one you like better, all right? So here's what we got. I'm just a poor, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, nor danger. In that bright world to which I go. I'm going to do it again with the 6 chord. I'm just a poor, wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, danger, something like that. In the bright world to which I go. Okay, so the first one I ended with the 1 chord. In the bright world to which I go. The second one I ended with the 6 chord. In the bright world to which I go. So which one did you guys like better? You guys get to be producers. Like, you guys are my Rick Rubin. Or who's the guy that shot his girlfriend? Who's that producer? I can't think of his name. Yeah, I can't remember his name. It'll come to me eventually. So, what do you guys think? Did you like the? Do you like going to the 1 chord? Do you like going to the 6 chord? What do you guys feel in there? Anything in general? Otherwise, I'm going to pick the one I thought sounded cooler. Let me see. What do we think? Any opinions? They both sound pretty good to me. Yeah, I mean, they both work. It's like, it depends on where you want to go. Who was it? It was a big producer, and he shot his girlfriend. Someone's got to Google it. It was Phil Spector. Phil Spector. I used to do the joke. I used to call him Phil Sphincter. Phil Spector. That's right. Yeah, Phil Spector. He shot his girlfriend. That's it. Yeah, thank you. That would have been like, pause stream. I gotta Google this. So yeah, I mean, they both work. I really like. So what I like doing as a writer, if I have a progression that is like starting with major chords. In this case, I'm doing a 4, I'm doing a 1. So if I'm going to end a phrase, I like ending with something that's opposites, like the minor. So I'm going to pick the minor. I think the minor is cool. I need to make a note of what I'm doing here. So we're doing, okay, so we're going to do let's see. Yeah. I know, I've seen you do that. It's a great trick. Okay, so I'm going to do a 4 to 1, and then I'm going to end with this. I'm going to do 2, 4, 6. And I think I could just keep the same melody. So again, the melody is literally like 3 notes. Then what's the last part? I'm going. Let's see. In the bright world. So I'm pulling 1 note from the major scale. F major scale. In the bright world to which I go. That's literally, do, re, mi, fa, sol. That's just the major scale. All right, so the next line would be, do the same chords. Let's see. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. So that works pretty well. So the entire verse, we would have this. I'm just a poor, wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, no danger in the bright world to which I go. The second half. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Okay, and I'm eating my hair. Lovely. Tastes synthetic. Okay, so how's that sound so far to you guys? Pretty cool. It's definitely like straight up like singer-songwriter kind of, I can hear like this almost like, something that like Tom Petty would do, but with a cooler voice. Just straight up. And then when you have tunes, you want to have different types of sections. And now lyrically, this song is like the same kind of structure, just has 4 different verses. So maybe we could take the next part of the song, which is, I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathways rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. So maybe we can do a whole different progression. So I ended with the 6th chord, which is a minor chord. So maybe we could do something different. Like the 5 chord's another good one to kind of change up. It's a very strong chord. The 5 usually wants to go back to 1 or back to 6. It also goes to 4 really well. There's in music theory there's something called a cadence, where it wants to resolve 5-1. Very, very common cadence. So maybe here we could do a different melody. Because the first one, it's kind of mellow. It's just like, just chilling, just a poem. So maybe we can kind of get on it. It's like let's get a little more pissed off. Like something a little more rocking for this next section. So like 5 and 4 kind of cool. They work really well together. So maybe we can take the melody up a little bit. The first one I was just doing basically these 3 notes from this pentatonic. we can take like a higher part. So like the notes I can pull from that pentatonic, or also I could pull from the major scale, the F scale. Yeah, everyone remembers third grade chorus, right? Do re mi fa sol la si do. You know, doing all the solfege stuff. So maybe we can take that top, you know, da, no dark clouds together over me. We can kind of like go up there a little bit, like a. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know dark clouds, I know dark clouds, something like that. I know dark clouds will gather over me. It's kind of cool. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough. Let's see. I know my pathway's rough and steep. It's kind of interesting. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep. Golden fields. What do you guys think of that part? If we do this whole, you know, if I come off the, I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a-going over Jordan. I'm just a-going over home. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me. I have to change. Well, weary eyes no more shall we. Oh, we can rip ourselves off. We can recycle. Well, weary eyes no more shall we. That could be kind of cool. Let's see. So let's see here. Okay, I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me. Weary eyes no more shall we. Something like that. Going like a funk section. Oh man. 'Cause honestly, I've known you for 20. Oh, you never heard me say? Yeah, no, I mess around. Like I said, I'm not afraid to make a butt out of myself. I love vocalizing, and it's fun. I usually sing backups in most of the bands that I've done stuff with, but I like doing vocal stuff. You know, so yeah, yeah, I got the yeah. We could, oh yeah, we could make it funky. We could have a whole section. You know, this dude's like. You know, you got. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me. Where we are, no more shall we. Oh, yeah, oh. I'm going to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. That sounds like a Maroon 5 song. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep. Actually, I did do like, let's see. I know dark clouds will gather me. I know my pathway's rough and steep. But golden fields lie out before, where weary eyes no more shall weep. No more shall we. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Ooh. It's kind of cool. It just went from like to. So you need to do a cast for folks like me who can sing and can play, but can't see. Yeah, no. It's funny, you know, the way I learned. This will be embarrassing. The way I learned how to sing and play, I started with I don't know. I remember how to play a song. It was that Poison song. We both lie silently still in the dead of the night, and I would strum the chord. I'd be like. We both lie silently still in the dead of the night. And I just like whole notes. Although we both lie close together, a few miles apart inside. Was it something I said or something I did that my words not come out right? What's the next line? I tried not to hurt you, though I tried, but I guess that's why they say. Now we go like, you know, every rose has its thorn. I'll just like do quarter note strums, you know. Every rose has its thorns. Literally like Neanderthal strumming. Every night has its dawn. That's progression, yeah. Just like every cowboy sings a sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. Yeah, yeah. Everything can be changed in the funk. I don't care what the song is, you know. We're both lost out of still in the day and night. We both lie close together. You're a million miles far inside. I should, yeah. So, I don't even know where we got. That was a complete like look at the cat, look at the squirrel. That was that was par for the course with me sometimes. So. Yeah, so I was going back to the song. I mean, do you guys want to make it funky? I mean, the whole idea with this is to like show like how you could just create different types of music, right? I mean, the wonderful thing is we're still going back to like literally these 6 chords. And what happens is, you know, when you get the funkier stuff, they'll change from normal like major minor chords to major 7s, minor 7. That's where you get the real funky stuff. Like, you know, if I want to do like our progression we had, yeah, oh look a squirrel. Where what was I saying even before? Now I have Poison in my head. What was the melody again? I'm just a if I had like, you know, I'm just a poor barren stranger. If I changed the jazz chords, it'd be like. I'm just a poor, barren stranger, traveling through this world below. Way different vibe. There is no sickness, toil, nor danger in that bright world to which I go. Going there to see my father. Going there, no more room. Oh, I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Then you have like, you know, I know the clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep. But golden fields lie out before me, with weary eyes, no more shadowing. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Yeah, sing like they owe you money. Yeah. Yeah, no, I love singing that funky song. If I get like a little bit of growl, let me get some growl here. I love this guitar growls. So. I mean, come on, that's so awesome. So there's our growl. So if like, if we're gonna do like some like rock version of this thing. I actually take the same chords. The melody probably wouldn't work. I'd have to like do some screaming melody. Yeah, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. Traveling through this world below. I'm playing mine. Yeah. Are you playing the your Old Faithful, Greg? The one that you use for church and everything, like the Holy Grail guitar for you? Is that what you're playing right now? It's got to be. That's the one that's always in your hands, right? I actually had a I'm gonna derail for a second and talk rock beats because I love these guitars. Spalta avocado. Oh yeah. So I have this idea, Greg. I'm gonna run it by you on stream. I was talking to someone yesterday, and it just popped in my head for some future rock beach demos, because I don't know if everyone has seen on my YouTube channel. I did a demo of this guitar, like kind of a rock demo. And I got to do a demo of like the cleaner tones yet. I like doing the rocked out stuff with this thing, and the clean obviously as I'm doing today. But my idea, Greg, was to have you, like, the next demo I would do of a rock beach. I gotta find a cool name. Maybe you guys can help me name this. I would literally like have you pick a guitar you want me to demo, and don't tell me what the guitar is. And I would pick it up, or whatever. I'd get the guitar, and I would like unbox it live in the video and plug it in and play. Like, I wouldn't know what I'm getting. I've never, I haven't played the guitar. I'll dial into different tones and just start playing with it. It'll be like a mystery box, like Rock Beach mystery box demos. I think that'd be kind of a neat way to just like go, oh, let's see what Rock Beach am I getting here? What are we gonna get here? What am I gonna play? Because the thing with the Rock Beach guitars that many people don't know, yeah, that's the thing. Like when you buy like a Fender or Gibson, whatever, you're getting like the tone that it's always, this guitar produces that tone. You're getting that. The Fender Strat is getting this tone. You're getting that. You could buy 10 of the same model Gibsons, and they're going to be pretty much the same sound. That's what they're aiming for with a certain model. So with a Rock Beach, like, I've got another one here, which, whoops, I'm going to strangle myself. I got this one here. Oh, God, stretch. This one, which a lot of people say it's, I guess George Harrison had a telly like this color, just kind of like cool blue. And it's talking about the Sonic Blue, thank you. So this one sounds completely different than this one. They're both Telecasters. I mean, there's some different woods and whatnot, but like every single Rock Beach, like if someone said, I want this guitar, well, you could pick up a rock beach similar style, and it's going to be a completely different sounding guitar, different feel. And that's why you got to get your hands on these things. You got to play them. You can't just like say I'm going to buy this one because it's this model. Like, well, you got to plug in and play it. And that's what's beautiful. Greg, you do such a good job with the tone woods and the pickups and everything. Yeah, it really is true. It really is. And this one has treated me very, very well. And you can hear it. I got this thing just dialed in, man. This tone, that's just like raw. It's not even like a ton of distortion. This thing just screams. But then, we've been doing all the clean tones so far. Like if I go back to my clean, get a little bit of chorus on here, maybe my 80s. Oh, I got my 80s delay on, don't I? Yeah. I do. So like, there's a nice little clean. It's a gorgeous clean sound. And it makes it really fun to play on. Guitar players, we're so finicky. We got to have our tone is what inspires us half the time. And the guitar's got to look cool and play well. Okay, so once again, I've derailed. I'm good at that. But it's all valuable stuff to learn, right? I mean, I think it's valuable. Let's see. Okay, GH did was saying Rosewood. My fault. Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he had a yeah. That's what Greg, it is your fault, Greg. Thanks for doing that. I thought I'm pretty sure Harrison had a Sonic Blue Telly because I remember walking out at Rock Academy with it, and they're like, oh, George Harrison has that guitar. Like, cool, but or that color, the Sonic Blue, really really cool color. So, all right, so I was gonna do like a rock. Okay, rock. That's right. That's what I was gonna do. We're taking our theory and we're gonna do like a rocked out version of this thing, right? Someone mentioned like Rammstein, which I don't know if I can do Rammstein, but our same chords can apply, right? We can still do our same 6 chords, but if I want to rock this out, like kind of modernize it, the one thing that a lot of writers will do to modernize, like, obviously you can take the bar chords and make them power chords. So power chords are just 2 notes. I got that distorted, If I'd sing the same melody we had before, it probably wouldn't be very, just a poet and stranger. But it's actually not too bad if I just like I'm just a poet and stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, or danger. That's what we were to sing. In that bright world to which I go, I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a-going over Jordan. I'm just a-going over home. And no dark clouds will get over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie for me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. When I come, I'm just a-going over Jordan. I'm just a-going over home. So it's like, basically the same progression we had. I just kind of put distortion on and played power chords. So power chords are just 2 or 3 notes. I mean, you're doing like the root, 5th, and the octave. So usually people will do 1st finger, 3rd finger, pinky. So a power chord is neither major or minor, so it can fit over any of those 6 chords. Same pattern. Or obviously you can take your main bar chords, which is another reason I love this guitar and this tone is I got pretty good gain here. Not a ton, but enough that what I need. I could strum a full bar chord, and you can hear every note I'm playing. I can roll back my volume a little bit. And, hey, look at that. That pretty's right up. Oh my goodness. So you get like a kind of like, pushed overdrive. What do they call it? Like the edge of breakup. So kind of cool. And that could, change how you might do the song. I mean, that's just the one melody I was doing. If we wanted a totally different melody, you guys, kind of wanted like a funky thing. So like a great funky progression, again, I call it the jam band progression, a 2 to 5. So it's G minor to C. And I can throw in like some bass notes from the scale. So the melody would have to change a little bit, probably want to pull more from the scale. The high G, that's kind of high. I know I'm just a poor. It's like low. I'm just a poor little stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. That's a little cool. That's back from that pentatonic. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger, stranger. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. It's right from that pentatonic. It's kind of cool. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. Back up again a little bit here. I get a little excited. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, no danger. In that bright world which I go, I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over 40. I'm just a going over home. Yeah. Horn section. I know dark clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me. Well, hide for me. Where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she made me when I come. Oh, I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Horn section. Then we bring it down. I wanna sing salvation story in concert with the blood-washed band. That's so dark. I wanna wear a crown of glory when I get home to that cool land. I'm going there to see my brothers. They pass before me one by one. Whoa. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. There you go. The funky version of Wayfaring Stranger. Yeah, what was that like? I want to sing Salvation Story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. Yeah, that's definitely like a rom. I mean, like, want to sing Salvation Story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. That'd be something like that, like something like, you know, want to sing Salvation Story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. Want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. You know, something like that. What would be like a green? I was trying to think like a Green Day version. Like how would Billy Joe? I think like it's not Billy Joel. Billy Joe. How would Billy Joe sing this thing? Like the band is stuck in my head. I know it kind of says like, dare I say it? Yeah. Oh, let's see. I'm just a poor barbarian. I'm just a poor barbarian stranger. Nah. I haven't done Green Day in so long. I don't know how they would even approach. That would be like a progression. Does he sing high or not? It's the last Green Day song. I used when I come around. Yeah, I know. I'm like, I keep hearing "Glycerine" by Bush. There's also like a bunch of Green Day songs. It'll be like, what's that? I'm just a poor and buried stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, total danger in the bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I know that clouds will gather over me. I know my pathway's rough and steep, but golden fields lie out before me, where weary eyes no more shall weep. I'm going there to see my mother. She said she'd meet me when I come. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. I wanna sing salvation story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. I wanna wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. That's not very green. That's almost like punk. Oh man, yeah. There's one song I was thinking where he holds a chord and it comes in with you. But like that's just like straight up just. Almost sounds like just like punk, like not like pop punk like Green Day, like just like Ramones kind of thing. I can't do a Ramones voice. Yeah, Green Day back. Yeah. It's kind of like hey. Hey, I'm gonna butcher your name. Zokozo. Hey, hello. Thanks for coming in. We're just messing around with Wayfaring Stranger going into somehow we end up in the Green Day. Yeah, it is kind of like they always had like this really it's funny though because like you can literally like what was the melody I was doing? I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. That could like literally be the melody for half the song. It's 3 notes, you know. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. Same melody. There is no sickness, total danger. I'm gonna have to change it here. In every world to which I go, I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. That's a high for me. I'm just a going over home. Yeah, I gotta hit the A a little bit. I'm just a going over home. I wanna sing salvation story. There. I wanna sing salvation story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. I wanna wear a crown of glory when I get home. Yeah, good lad. I'm going there to see my brothers. They passed before me one by one. I'm just a going over Jordan. I'm just a going over home. Story in concert with the Bloodwash Band. I wanna wear the crown of glory when I get home to that good land. When I get home to that good land, that good land. That's my version. That's the punky version of Wayfaring Stranger. Completely random. But again, like, musicianship is not about what or how many. Yes, it is. That's a good. I'm gonna say this again. Musicianship is not about what or how many notes you play, but rather how you play them. Yes, B.B. King taught us that. B.B. King could take one note and just jab you in the face. Oh man, Billy Lee Proud. Yeah, no, that was kind of cool. Are you practicing? So I'm literally I call these behind the curtain. I'm just kind of teaching, demonstrating how you could do different types of songwriting, using some theory. We started out doing like, let me go back to some clean here. We were taking like some, basically an F major, taking our 6 chords, and we had like an original melody. We started with what was it? I'm just a boy, very stranger. We started there. I'm traveling through this world below. Something like that. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright world to which I go. So we kind of started there, and then we ended up getting funky, right, at one point. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. A different melody. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright world to which I go. That was the horn section. I changed the melody a little bit. That's the one problem. I'm not like making any notes of what melody. I'm just using the scales, D minor pentatonic and the F major scale. And all the notes are literally coming out of those scales. But it's kind of fun. It's a really fun way to approach stuff. Because you can experiment with different styles and whatnot. And I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do. You do have to develop, like, you got to figure out what types of chords you think sound good together. And like I said, I tell everyone, well, if you want to start with songwriting, you got to know how these 6 chords work with each other. And I've done those chords for so many years, and I know what they're going to sound like before I play it, and that helps me to figure melodies out. And also, like, messing around with improv, like some of the stuff I was doing. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Do you play at all? Are you a player, or are you just like listening, or? Yeah, developing a bridge. Yeah, that's a good point, Greg. I mean, bridges can be interesting because you got to totally change the whole vibe that you're going for, melody wise and this and that. It gets kind of interesting. And there's ways, like I had someone had asked me. I'm going to assume everyone knows Radiohead, right? I mean, obviously the Beatles they wear the crown as far as pulling from different keys. There's a term in music. It's called modal interchange, and it's pretty much what the Beatles mastered. Oh, that's cool. Goes guitar a little bit. C. Yeah. Hey, there's a lot of great songs you can play with C and D. You learn some chords and strum and do some picking, and you never know what you're gonna get. And I'm sure there's a lot of YouTube videos, people showing songs with a couple of chords. Once you learn a few shapes and you get past the calluses and the annoyance of having dead strings, you go hit your C chord and you have like but you just kind of stick with it. And you get that clean. Stretch those fingers out, and you'll be good to go. You just gotta stick with it. Most of the guitars is just about being consistent and just staying on track and enjoying the ride on the way. That's very important. If you're not gonna have fun with it, then that can be frustrating. But you have to be patient with yourself. Very, very important. Yes, that is very important. I mentioned that earlier. Guitars. I had that horror story where someone brings in a guitar and they're like, yeah, I want to learn how to play. I had this acoustic. It's been in the attic for, a decade. And you're just like, no, don't say that. And you get it. And, I can't even, as an instructor, I can't even play it. Like, there's no way this poor person that's wanting to get inspired and play the instrument is going to be able to do anything with it. You have to have it. Guitar has to be playable to inspire you to want to play and want to learn. Very, very, very important fact, and a lot of people don't realize that. So very, very, very important. So like talking about the Beatles. So they would do stuff like, I'm going to give you an example. Modal interchange is when you start borrowing from the minor key, right? So I was doing these 6 chords in a major key, F major. Well, what the Beatles would do is they would grab chords from F minor. So you always hear like this progression. Like if I do a 1 and a 5 and a 4, and the Beatles would go like this. You've heard that 1,000 times, right? If I do like a melody, I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, no danger in that bright world to which I go. Going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to owe. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over So like that was like, I pulled one chord from a different key, and then all of a sudden you had this whole like, whoa, where'd that chord come from? I learned that one song was, yeah. It's a good, what's that? There's an REM song that literally is C to D. What is that? Da, 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 da. Something like that. Is it Man in the Moon? But it's all like C to D. Like a that's a good C to D song. If you learn E minor, let me turn up real quick. These are very fresh strings, and I kind of beat the snot out of it with that funk thing. So there's another song that's E minor. If you learn an E minor and a G chord along with C and D, you can play a lot of songs. There we go. So like that Neil Young song, "Rockin' the Free World," it's like E minor, and then D, C. The cool thing with that one is you could you don't have to strum the D or C more than one time, so you can kind of take your time and just like switch the chords as fast as you can. But you have the E minor, and then D, C. Yeah, GD, yeah, G, D, E minor. You could own with a couple of those chords. Yeah, okay, G, yeah. Isn't that It's and that oh no, it's different. I'm thinking C. Wait, what is it? Wait. Yeah, Simple Man. It's actually that's different key. Mama told me I was young. Simple Man. So dip beside me, my only son. I listen closely to what I say. And if you do this, it'll help you some sunny day. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's a little low for me. What would the chorus be? I'll be simple, yeah, simple kind of man. Be someone love and understand. Baby, be a simple kind of man. Won't you do this for me, son, when you can, if you can. Yeah, that G D minor simple man. That's a great progression. Yeah, you could crush with those 3 chords for sure. And once again, I'm digressing, but I love, this is all like music related. I absolutely love this stuff, and my whole plan for this behind the curtain is just to be random in a way. So, but so far I think we've done a pretty good job songwriting, chat. I mean, we did like the kind of regular just happy-go-lucky version of Wayfaring Stranger. We had the, Maroon 5 played the song. We did the Green Day one. Now, okay, so someone said metal, right, earlier. Was it Musi that said metal, or someone said Rammstein? So, like, in modern metal, I talk about the power chords. So, and we had those 6 main chords in the key of F here, so... And for metal stuff, you see a lot more what's called an add 9. An add 9, it looks like this giant spider pattern. It's a pretty big pattern. It looks huge. It's taking a power chord, a root, and a 5th, and you have the 9th. So it's literally like over 2 frets, down 1 string, 1st to 2nd finger, and from there, over 2 frets, down 1 string, 2nd finger to pinky. It's a big stretch. And, it's all good. It works for the 1, 2, 4, 5, and 6. The 3 you have to say is a power chord. I guess you could add it in there, but it wouldn't technically be in the key. It's awesome. No, you're not interrupting at all. I mean, feel free to chime in, and I appreciate you coming in and checking out. Like I said, we're just we're messing around. Completely messing around. That's what this whole thing is all about. So, and by all means, if you have any other songs you want to hear or talk about, I mean, feel free. I was doing a demonstration of Abbey Rose Has Its Thorn earlier, talking about how to sing and play at the same time and what I kind of worked on. But this is like this is a really cool modern sounding chord. I think like if I was gonna do like a metal version. I keep hearing like Incubus. Pardon me when I burn. That's all I keep hearing. Pardon me when I I'm just a traveling through this world below. Yes, Metallica's legend. Just known total danger. That's a good. Actually, that's yeah. That's kind of got it. Just a poor aspirant stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in the bright world in which I go. I'm going there to see my father. Oh, I'm going there on the road. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. Gotta have some kind of random guitar riff in a goth song. Which actually is interesting. Like, how would Metallica do this song? I had to change. I had to grab some chords from out of the key. I had to do some of that modal interchange. Like I'm gonna add an A flat. Just a pour. I'm not gonna be able to do Hetfield. I'm just a pour. I'm just a poor wayfaring stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. There is no sickness, toil, or danger in that bright world to which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over. I know. Oh God, it's hilarious. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, I can't really do that field. It'll be something like that. It'll be really chunky. Yeah, that's a good point. Hydrate. You have to hydrate. Very, very important. I have my water here, which usually does a whistle and then do the whistle. I will someday capture the whistle of this water bottle on stream, or at least on a recording or something, so I have proof. So the other way, we can get kind of trancy with this too. Let me see here. I'm gonna put a whole bunch of reverb on for a second. Let's see. I want to hold. Give me a second here. We need more. More reverb. And bigger reverb. Let's add some chorus. So I'm just kind of finger picking. I'm going to change one chord. I'm going to change this to a sus2 chord. And we can do like some real cool falsetto, like, just a poor, very stranger. I'm traveling through this world below. Sickness, toil, and danger in that bright world which I go. I'm going there to see my father. I'm going there no more. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going over home. a really, really chill, just kind of wanna sing salvation story in concert with the blood-washed band. I wanna wear a crown of glory when you get home to that good land. Ooh, and throw Beatles. Using compression to help. So I actually have a limiter on here instead of a compressor because a limiter allows me to really roll back. So sometimes with too much compression for me, it takes the pick attack and just makes it too plucky. So it's kind of cool. Yeah, I actually usually do play without singing. I do. I don't have my laptop hooked up. I usually do a bunch of backing tracks, but I actually could just sit here and play. Like one thing I love to do is take like if I take this progression and just kind of play around. So that's so responsive. Oh yeah, my mic's probably pretty hot for vocal. I love this. This is usually like one of the things I love doing when I'm just sitting around just jamming. Just pick a couple chords in the key and just kind of play around. And what's neat again, if I switch over to that overdrive and just roll back that volume, this guitar just really starts singing. I can turn the guitar up more too. Is the guitar low in the mix, everyone? Can you guys hear it okay, or is it? I can bring it up. Like I got tons of headroom. And this is fun because this helps me just play melody, yo. And when you're doing like songwriting, you're trying to create a melody out of scales. So the more that you practice just trying to be melodic and making melodies, the easier it is to actually sing a melody. Oh yeah, I'm. I'm definitely not a singer. I will admit that. I'm a player. I wish I would have. I wish I would have started singing like way back when I first learned like my first chord. But I'm actually a backup vocalist. I do more harmonies and stuff. I don't sing lead at all. But I have fun messing around. That's for sure. But yeah, most of my video stuff is me playing. It's not like vocal. This is just for songwriting. Yeah, it is a little bit of Jeff Beckish. I usually don't have this much reverb. There's a ton of reverb for me. But it makes you play a little different way. But again, like the limiter on this thing, which I'm just messing around with, like I mean, like here's this same tone with the full volume. That's a lot of overdrive. Like that's crunchy. I roll that back. I'm only touching my volume knob. I mean, listen to that. And even with like the higher gain, if I pick it very lightly. The tone changes quite a bit. But yeah, let me go back to my regular tone. I usually don't use that much reverb. That's a ton of verb. Let me see here. Oh, I'm back. There we go. That's my regular. Yeah, I got a little bit of that delay. I like that little delay. Which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, so basically, I'm coming down almost 2 hours here, which is my original goal. I think you guys have seen I got a lot of examples of the songwriting. That's like I said, I want to put this up there so that my other students I have that are messing with a little bit of songwriting, they can see like you could really drastically change stuff just by knowing how the chords fit. And it's a lot of work. You have to really understand what the chords do for each other, you know, what the strongest minor chord is, the strongest major. So even like when I'm sitting here like without a track and just playing, and I'll keep this tone. I love this tone. If I'm just like, you know, saying, you know, I'll take like that progression we were doing earlier, you know, it was just a 4 chord to 1. So I could take that progression and in my mind I'm hearing like where it can kind of go. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. That's very nice to say. I've actually been teaching, not to give my age away, but I've been teaching for over 3 decades. It's been a long time. And I have just an awesome group of students that I've taught for many years. And if you're interested, you can check out my website. It's madelynguitar.com, and there you can read a little bit more about me. And I do mention my age on the website because I am full transparent with a lot of stuff, and I have some people that even talk about, you know, the transgender thing, and this is always going to be a safe place, you know, LGBTQ plus safe, and we don't look at our, that's right, Cooge. I always say is we are Toys R Us kids. That's what I always say. But I just love I love playing for people, and I feel lucky that I actually do make a living with music. That's what I do is my primary income, and I always feel bad when I have some people that come in for lessons and they're you know, they're there just kind of like it's the one bright part of their their day or their week, and they don't like their job. They're working 9 to 5 and they're miserable, and this is their like fun time, and I love it. But at the same time, it's like, man, I feel for anyone that goes through life and you're doing something that you really just don't enjoy doing. So, but it's tough, and what can you do? It's very difficult nowadays. You have to kind of like do what you can to survive. So, but I'm very, very, very lucky, or I should say, I feel like it was a great opportunity I had at a very young age to start teaching, and I love it. I enjoy every single minute of it, and to me, it's just a blast. Just like sitting here and playing random licks over chords that I'm just hearing. Again, this rock beach just really makes it so nice to just vibe out to. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Not about your skills, Maddie. It's about the kind of. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've always been just very upfront. I everyone knows I came out last year as transgender, and I've had great conversations about that with people, and I enjoy even like people that have questions about what that entails, and what are my thoughts, and what made me think that way and go that way, and I have great discussions, and I'm very open. I've had some great talks with people that are very, very right-wing Christians, and they've been fantastic with me and supportive, and I will always listen to someone's perspective, and to me it's like I just like to go through the day and smile whenever I can. so thank you for the compliments. I do truly enjoy what I'm doing and the people I get to do that with, and I have a great, just an awesome partner of many, many, many years who gets me. They get all my quirks, and I love playing. I love playing for people. I love performing. Yes. Yes, you are my holy moderator. But I really love this tone and this thing. I have never messed with a limiter on a guitar, and I just did it the other day, just randomly. I was going through I have this Boss GT8, which is like a dinosaur rig, and I love it. And I was like, man, I'm getting a little bit of noise with the compressor. Let me hit this other button. Like, oh, a limiter. Let me try that. I know what a limiter is in a recording aspect, but I've never tried it on the guitar. If someone whose opinion means a little offers advice, you should tell them to change their. Yeah, I tell you, everyone's gonna have their own opinion, and I will always listen to another perspective and consider whatever it is, and I think that's where people fall short. Is there's a lot of people where you ever have those conversations where you're kind of arguing with someone and you're trying to explain something, and they're just waiting. They're not really processing what you're saying. They're just waiting for you to stop yapping so they can continue their side. And those are the most frustrating. It's like, well, I'm trying to explain something, and you're just kind of waiting for me to stop flapping my lips so you can go right on to whatever you were saying. It's like I see that on Facebook all the time, like these keyboard warriors just are like who's gonna win an argument on Facebook? Who's gonna change someone's mind or perspective on Facebook? It's like, no, it's complicated. But I think everyone just got to find their way and who they are, and I'm glad that I came out when I did, and I'm very anxious, as my website talks about. I am starting hormone therapy in August, so that's gonna be interesting. So proud to have you choose my guitar. Thank you. It's funny going back to the other telly, and I remember sitting down with that one time and just grabbing it. I said, oh, this thing has got something. And I think you had showed me the picture of this body. And I always love this black walnut with the, what's the middle slab again? It's, I always forget what it's called. Poplar. Is it poplar, I think? I think it's poplar. Walnut and poplar. And it's like a sandwich. I always love the way this thing looks. And I'm glad, we ended up going with the logo here. Tulip poplar. Thank you. That's what it is. I'll have to write that down sometime because I have had many people go, what is that wood? I'm like, black walnut and something very light. Tulip poplar. That's what it is. But yeah, these things just... This does it all. It's such a great instrument. And with that limiter, it's so fun to just roll back. So I'll be doing a lot more videos with this guitar for sure. And actually, one thing that people don't realize, I actually play this with 11s. It's got 11 gauge strings on it. This is like heavy. But I mean, it plays like butter. You could rip on this thing. So like the 11s just make it sing, in my opinion. Just cool. But yeah, most people assume that like people that play fast have lighter strings. Like, well, my 7-string guitars have 10s and this has the 11s. I still have 9s on the other Tele. I think I gotta put something heavier on it, but I'm afraid because it plays so well with the 9s, and I don't mind having that slinkier feel on a guitar. Like I said, these rock beats, each one has their own personality, so I almost don't want to mess with the gauge on that guitar. And just, if I have to use it as a backup, I just gotta say to myself, okay, Maddie, you're going from 11s to 9s. Yeah, it's pretty. It is pretty. It's pretty insane. Yeah, it's got some bite, that's for sure. Which is awesome. Yeah, what's funny? The one thing I have noticed is, so when I learned guitar way back in the day, didn't have YouTube. Again, I'm going to date myself here. I learned a lot of technique. My teacher was phenomenal. Unbelievable teacher. I was with him for 5 years, George Colicchio, and we did a lot of work. I've forgotten so much of the lessons, and there's a lot that I have retained that I use all the time. But the knowledge he gave me and the techniques that I developed from his knowledge and whatnot, like, I had a lot of practice with material that I knew was arranged, for a certain path. The problem that occurs now, so enter in YouTube, right? If you go on YouTube and you look up like, I want to learn how to shred, and there's some great instructors out there and there's some terrible instructors, but there's almost too much information when you're trying to like develop yourself as a player and say, well, what do I practice? And you go from video to video to video. It's like, well, I don't know where to start. And people try to do like, be self-taught, and that's cool to a degree. It's cool if it helps, inspire you to play. But when you're trying to get some kind of progression, a lot of times you just don't know what to practice. And that's where when you get with someone one-on-one that's a good teacher, they can help establish some direction, and some kind of, not a curriculum, but a path for you. And that makes a big difference. So I've noticed like it's tougher right now sometimes for people to learn because they just don't know where to start, and they're just drowning in YouTube videos. What's that store in the mall where they have music sheets along the back wall? Oh, what was it? What was that store again? I just remember which I always talk about. My most missed store ever is Media Play. Hands down. Media Play, it's a toss-up between Media Play and Circuit City. The Circuit City, man, it was so cool to go in there and, like, look at actual, like, PC games. Media Play the same thing. Or computer components, but, man, like, you're not going to see that anywhere anymore. It was just, I can't remember what that store was. I don't know if I remember it. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, Station Break. Yeah, many quarters were spent. Many tokens were spent at Station Break. And when I hear my brother has quite a big collection of old games that he's restored, and when I listen to his games in his basement, I go, man, how could we? Like your ear just goes, oh, these frequencies hurt. How can we as kids stay for hours at Station Break? There's noise going on, like our poor old ears, our young ears must have gotten just destroyed, like instant tinnitus. Oh man, yeah. What happened? My audio? Oh no, my mic? It went nuts. What happened? Is it better now? Oh no. Is that better? Any better now? Oh no. How's that? Any better? It sounds like super clean in my headphones. Okay, there we go. All right, good. Sorry about that. Yeah, I literally just turn it on and off. I have a 8-channel external sound card for recording, and once in a while it just goes, bleh. And that was one of those times. Okay, there we go. We're back. We're back. I don't know. Let's see here. It's important to show that not all information on the internet is correct, or to explain how. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Record Town. Yeah. I think it was that one. Yeah, no, that's a good point about internet information. And I think what happens is people eventually just, you might have a bunch of different people you watch, and you kind of are able to find a few that are fairly decent at structuring. That's usually what you want to look for. I mean, there's some big ones out there. I'm trying to think the one that's really, really fun that I've always liked. I think it's Justin Guitar. Like, I had someone that wanted to learn Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, and they came in and said, I want to learn that song. I said, don't bother learning it from me. Go to Justin Guitar on YouTube. He does this crazy version that's so well done, multiple camera angles, and he explains the parts really well. It's the video is segmented, so you can go from different sections in the song very easily. And it's like, that's where you want to go. Like, you find certain people that are just really, really good, and that's who you want to kind of learn from, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, it's like, as long as you're playing and you're inspired to play, that's the thing. What I've seen is people get overwhelmed, and then they just lose that passion for playing because they just don't know what to do, and they just say, oh, this is too difficult, and they put it aside and they do something different. But yeah, it's there's a lot to it. There's definitely a lot to it. So what do you guys think? Was that kind of fun doing the songwriting thing? Very interesting, different. Like I said, I usually end up jamming over lots of tracks, which I love doing. And like I said, I really wanted to just showcase in a video so some of my students can go back and they can watch the stream and where I'm talking about some of the theory of the songs, songwriting. And I didn't get a whole lot into that. The modal interchange, where I was pulling in that Beatle chord. That gets really, really involved. So you can only do so much in a couple hours stream. So I hopefully it gives someone a foundation to just like, oh, I can mess with this. But at the end of the day, one of the best things you could do is train your ear. And you don't have to be like some crazy singer. You just got to be creative with what you're hearing in your head, with notes and all the melodies that I was messing around with was basically just, again, taken from a simple scale. I'll have to find that Bobby McFerrin TED Talk thing that I was mentioning earlier, where he just goes through and shows everyone in the crowd how to sing a minor pentatonic scale. It was fantastic. It was really kind of cool. So, thanks everyone for joining me. I'll try to do more of these. I'm just kind of right now scheduling if I know I have free time, I can jump in and do something. It says, yep, just got done recording a new jingle that came up with it. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's exactly it. You hit the nail on the head when you have different ears. And I've had moments where I've gone into a session with what I thought was the greatest guitar solo ever written for this particular song. And then it's like, whoa, these other guys hear something different, and they go, oh, I like that. And then all of a sudden you're constructing something that you never thought would go in a certain direction. It turns out to be awesome. You definitely have to be open. And the biggest killer, I'll say this on record, and I need to find this shirt that Nita Strauss wears all the time. Alice Cooper's shredding chick guitar player. She has a shirt that says, ego kills talent. And it is so true. And there's no room for ego in music. And it gets in the way of so much stuff. So if you're at all serious about writing, singing, this and that, like, you cannot have an ego. And you've got to be open to criticism, whether it's like constructive or not. It's so important. You got to have thick skin. If you're putting yourself out there, you got to have thick skin. My mom was good at, like, when I would play her song and she'd just be like, I don't like it. Like, okay, why? It's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, okay. It's like you want honesty, whenever you can. And if someone's like working on a song and they are like, this is the greatest thing ever, and they play it for you, and you might not like it at all, but you have to, like, be nice. But they always say, like, compliment first and then critique. Yeah, that's right. I forgot you are. Yeah, you're a big writer, Scott. So 8 years. Wow. That's pretty awesome. And you've published. How many have you published, Cooj? It's been a bunch, hasn't it? Yeah, that's what I thought. And the editor, yeah. So I mean, like, when the editor comes back and tears you apart, do they give you like constructive feedback, or do they just like tell you this is terrible, never do that again? Call me in 2 weeks. It's usually something constructive, right? They give some kind of opinion or make you like rethink a certain thing. That's, yeah. And that's what you have to be able to handle. And that's actually a really good point. Anyone that's into songwriting, you have to handle criticism, and it's so important. Oh, thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. Your masterfully built instrument inspires me. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's like, I think it can also like helps you be you, and I can't imagine like writing that much material as far as like stories. It's like, as a musician, what's the goal of every guitar player? Like, the end game goal is to find your style, your tone, your personality. As a writer, it's got to be something similar, right? But when you're writing, you have to. It's not just about like writing something and making, having some kind of something created visually from word, from text. You have to have a certain meter and flow, right? It's got to be I've read some, or I've talked about writers with other people before where they're like, yeah, it's just hard to read this book because it just feels kind of fat and heavy. You know, like you want to kind of roll through. You know, and it's interesting when you talk about like novel writing and short stories, like that has a flow just like music has a flow and a rhythm and a meter, and it's not just about imagery. You know, however, the impression of a person is something you feel for yourself. You should, yeah, absolutely. It's like you know, you hear about a movie and something, and your best friend's like, "Don't see that movie; it's terrible." And it's like, "Well, I want to see it. I want to make my own opinion on it." You know, it might be kind of cool to me. So yeah, it's cool. Music is very, it's a very complicated thing, but anything that's creative, you know, and you have artists, you know, I watch my partner and they like just rip out this crazy, these pictures and these things that they can do, and they do all the work for my business logos, and I'm like, how do you do that so fast? You know, I could barely do a stick man, but I could play in a key all day long. You know, so we all have, every single one of us has some sort of talent that's been either bestowed upon us or that we've just pulled out or we've been inspired to just learn and develop, and that's what makes everyone so interesting. You know, and I think my last thought here, which I think is really kind of cool, were, you know, being a coach at the Rock Academy, where you have a lot of teenage musicians, and to see these kids that are super shy, you know, very bashful or not, you know, they're not confident, and they get into a band and they start interacting, and they finally realize, you know, their identity is they're a musician, you know, and it's like that is something that to a teenager, like you're trying to find yourself, and it's like, oh, I can play, I love music and this and that, and it gives them a direction, you know, which is awesome. It's pretty awesome. I love that. Either you work behind the guitar, yeah, no, that's right, Greg. Yep, it's pretty awesome. You just want to go, right? Go as far as leave. I could sit here all night. You won't get me to stop talking. It's I love talking music. Just don't get me talking about cars. Do not talk about cars. I will just stay here for another 5 hours on stream. I had to edit all out of my video because it's not nothing to do with songwriting. But I love my 80s. I love my 80s cars. I love all that stuff. But I should probably stop the stream because I do need to get my favorite part of the night when I get my dessert. I have my yogurt with blueberries and my little granola on top. I'm starving for that right now. I need to write a song about making a car from the... Yeah! That would be fun. That would be fun. I had, what was it? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true, Greg. That's true. I do remember that story. That's pretty... I've told a few people about that. I lost my train of thought. You guys are lucky. I lost... Oh, no. So the next idea I had for Behind the Curtain, someone had asked me about how to... Because one of the other things I do is I transcribe music. Like, I can hear a song, I can play back what I hear, you know, and people are like, well, how do you do that? And so I might do a live stream on how to, you know, figure stuff out by ear. And again, a lot of the video stuff, I won't go too long. A lot of the video stuff is purposely so I can put it on my YouTube channel so people can reference back to it. And that's, you know, I think it's kind of fun and important. If someone wants to, you know, they're interested in doing lessons with me, they can see me on camera and how I play and how I teach and all that stuff, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I'll definitely, you know. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. A lot of people have told me I have much better style as a woman. So I take that as a compliment. I take it as a compliment all day long. I wasn't very stylish. You know, I am colorblind, so I do have to rely on my partner a lot. If I wear like a top and they're like, don't wear that top and those pants. Like, okay. You know, so But thank you. Thank you very much. I do have to say, I love, yeah, I know. You know me for long enough, Greg. You see what I wear. Usually it was some like terrible shirt with, pants that didn't quite fit right. And now I'm just like, I love everything I wear. I love being the true, authentic me. And that's what you guys get, which is kind of cool. Yeah, it was always a t-shirt and jeans. That's all I would wear. Actually, yeah, absolutely. But I don't want to rant, but I do want to say, sizing out women's clothing is a pain in the butt. Pain in the butt. You could buy like the same style shirt, different company, same size. Nope. Not even close. Like, how does that even work? I don't understand. So, but I digress. Because don't get me talking about clothes either. I mean, clothes, cars. No, this is gonna, it's gonna be terrible. But if anyone has any good recommendations on makeup tricks, I'm always willing to learn makeup tricks. That's for sure. So, anyways, thank you all for joining. I will upload this to YouTube probably. I might do it tonight. I'll have to see how lazy I'm feeling. But definitely, for tomorrow, and I'll let my students know that it's there for reference. So thank you for helping me pick the song. We started with four public domain songs, and that's basically, we ended up with Wayfaring Stranger through, randomness, and we got some pretty cool versions of it. Pretty cool. Oh wow, yeah. I need to talk to Low End. Yes, absolutely. So, everyone have a great rest of the night, a great weekend. Thank you. Thanks for the chat. That was awesome. And maybe I'll actually put together like an intro for this whole channel. I should do that because I do write all the time for other people. I might do that for next time, so I have a cool intro, and then like an outro instead of just like bang hitting the button and then you're gone. So thank you everyone for joining, and I will see you all soon. Have a wonderful evening, and bye.